the first snow of winter, and it was a surprise snow. We were supposed to have a snowstorm 2 weeks ago, and nothing happened, and it was so disappointing. It just got like really cold and like a little bit slushy, but I remember driving home from out of town, and over one of the exit like bypasses, there was a sign that was like, snowstorm Monday, plan ahead. I was like, what? Because I checked my weather and the weather spoke nothing of a snowstorm, so I was like, where? So random ADHD desire, not at all, kind of productive, not really what I need to be doing, but I got off and I just kind of wanted to move around, and I decided to finish moving like decorations from like what was the yoga room into my bedroom, because I'm kind of going for this like organized maximalist vibe. I feel like I have always wanted to try minimalism, and I also have like issues with being more understimulated than anything, so minimalism is very understimulating for me, and it does not work. It does not induce any sort of creativity or anything. I like being surrounded by everything. So my bedroom is now a like direct reflection of my soul, and I'm just looking around and I'm like, yeah, there's art everywhere. Like there's a vibe. It's a vibe. So I'm just like full circle, hang my stuff. It's like one corner of the room. It's the little like altar space, and I brought my craft stuff up, and I put more things over in this corner, and I got this. I like decorated this face mask at a multicultural festival back in September, and that was awesome. I also got this painting, kind of matches the vibe, and it's just super earthy, and I like the color pop, and I like that it's busy, and this works for me, and this works for my brain. I feel inspired. Oh, so I just had a moment. I feel like after I was like, I'm gonna go eat, my dopamine crashed. Part of realizing what drains my brain, that's like a whole different thing. Like having my energy drained is one thing, but having my brain feel drained is like another thing. And I feel like part of what made my brain feel drained was I was like just listening to so many different genres of music from like at 1 o'clock up until maybe 30 minutes ago. And that's like a handful of hours listening to a lot of different music, and I think it was starting to get overstimulating before I realized it was kind of overstimulating. So I switched it up because I read how like piano music can kind of induce like a healthy dopamine or whatever, and I was just playing Claire de Lune on repeat and journaling, and I had a crashing moment too. I feel like I'm really experiencing loneliness for like the first time. Not the type of loneliness when you're in a crowd and you feel kind of lonely, but like just I am alone, and I'm like craving interaction in a crazy way. I was like, this is kind of cool actually, because I don't experience this often. I feel like I need to sit with this for a minute. I was like journaling. I was like, what do I even do with myself? I pulled this card that was like, give yourself the same love you pour out into the world. I swear I feel like my low energy the last 2 days literally was just because of the snow, and it was gloomy as heck outside because the sun literally came out as I was chilling up here getting acclimated, and it just hit my face, and I was like, oh, warmth. Like it felt like drinking cold water on a hot summer day. Oh, it felt so good to feel the sun and see the sun, and for my room to be lit up. I'm feeling good. I kind of planned out my day. I'm off tomorrow, so I planned my tomorrow. And I also do this thing where I like meal plan. It's not actual meal planning, it's just I write down the meals I'm gonna make so that when I'm like, what am I gonna eat today? I don't know, and I feel like I have no guidance. I'll be like, oh, I wrote this down. I'm just excited to catch up with myself. The sun is out, so I feel alive. I feel like I can do things. And I'm gonna make myself a really nourishing meal for dinner. So for real right now, like I just had the most restorative yoga practice. It wasn't even me doing like restorative yoga. Sometimes I don't really get to practice the way I want to, and it's like once I get those random one-off times where I can actually like have this like full lengthy, take my time, forget time exists, and just be on my mat and just forget about all else. I feel like those practices will like bring me back to myself. But you know, with having all of my little rituals literally in one room, it's building. Like my consistency is building, even if it's just small steps, a random morning practice before work or just a random meditation. Like it's showing up every day and trying my best to show up for myself every day. It really makes a difference in my mind too. Sometimes I'll catch the intrusive thoughts and stuff like that. I saw a post recently that was like how to distinguish your intuition from your intrusive thoughts, because intrusive thoughts will give you anxiety and you'll feel it in your body, but intuition usually comes with a sense of ease. Sometimes my intrusive thoughts will freak me out, right? Like it'll just be obsessive almost. But when I have these practices that bring me back to myself and I feel so grounded again, it's like something gets unlocked in my mind and none of the intrusive thoughts exist whatsoever, because I am moving it through the subtle body with my breath and just feeling like I feel the true warmth of my spirit come out, and it unlocks the truth in my mind. Like the truth is, this is gonna be an amazing year. It's gonna be so like I'm gonna be so healthy, I'm gonna be so successful, I'm going to be so abundant, I'm gonna have so many adventures. Like it's interesting because it's like a movie playing in my head of my life, and I'm like, wow. Like it's like a fast forward of all of these beautiful visions. There's even music. There were 2 songs that were kind of playing in my head. One was Holding Back by Banks, and then Purple Like the Summer Rain by Mo. Because those are very like upbeat, like kind of makes you want to fall in love and just be wild out in the summer and watch the sunset type of like energy. Both of those songs are, and it was just interesting what was going through my mind. And then I was like, yes, this is like the truth. Like this is my truth. Like I'm going to feel good. Like I deserve to feel good. Giving myself permission to feel good. That's why I show up on the mat every day, is because I know that I want to feel good and I deserve to feel good. Even at times when my mind is like fighting against me, I just have to come back to my truth. And so that's like a never-ending journey. It's just something that I'm learning to like not feel bad about, because you want to like feel good and have these high highs and just be like on top of the world and keep growing from that point of being at like such a high, and then you reach a low and you're just kind of like, what happened? And then once you get back on it, it feels like a rebirth and you're getting back on your on your bullshit and stuff like that. Because I feel like in my content from like the last year too, if I go back on my old YouTube videos once a month, I'm like, I'm feeling new, I'm feeling brand new, I'm feeling reborn, and then I'm healing and blah 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 and all this stuff. And I wouldn't say I'm out of like my healing girl era, but I definitely feel like I'm in a living life era. I feel like you can only heal but so much. Like we have this idea that we're gonna be perfectly healed people and be perfect, and that's it. That's trying to mold our ideas into like a box and stuff of that nature that is just not realistic, that we forget to live life in the first place. And that's what I feel like this year is. This year feels like I am living life, bruh. And I will feel all the emotions, I will feel everything out along the way, and that's just the journey. And like we heal along the way once we start to cultivate like the boundaries and our intentions, and we surround ourselves with like better loving company and people. I was lacking like those aspects of like feeling alive, like constantly being inward, and I felt like I was in a constant state of introspection that I wasn't actually just going out and testing my, to like seeing my growth in action. I feel like that's something that doesn't get talked about enough, is that you can heal and do all the shadow work and grow and blah blah blah, but like if you're just sitting in your room all the time, you're not going to really know the true testament of your growth, and you actually got to go out and live life and experience different things and people and situations to know the level of where your growth is at. Just powerful stuff. Wow, I really do feel like a brand new person though. I'm pretty sure I'm like entering ovulation, so like whatever, it is what it is, like. And I even want to learn how to feel good in my luteal phase, because that phase feels the longest, and that's kind of like a personal goal to do, like not be so hyper focused on the fact that I'm in my luteal phase and I need to like shut down and do nothing, because it doesn't always have to be that. It's just the actions are going to look different, because I still want to keep moving, don't want to get too stagnant and all of that. The rest of this day is just going to be feeling pretty good. I'm going to get crafty, and I'm in my full creative energy. I feel like my energy is expansive right now, so that's the time for me to utilize expansive energy and create, and that's what I'm gonna do.